Hey guys, I'm Ariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and you can turn on the post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this really cute, really simple, kind of smoky halo November inspired eye makeup look. So this look took me like 10 minutes to do, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the palette that I'm using is the Morphe 35M palette. I'm gonna be staying in this little corner with these brown shades, and for now I'm gonna be using the matte shades. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going in with a small shader brush, and I'm also taking the second to darkest shade, and I'm actually creating the outline of the halo kind of thing on the outer corners of my eyes first. So this shade is pretty dark, so I wanted to put it down and then blend it out with the lighter shades later on. So I am just packing it onto the two outer corners and creating that little kind of outline, and it's kind of curved as well. So I just wanted to create a dark area that I could blend out the rest of the shades at, and I also just wanted to map out where I wanted the halo to be. So I actually did want to create a lot of depth and darkness, so I'm just packing on this brown shade with the shader brush, and I'm also kind of feathering out toward the top just to make it a little bit easier to blend the next shade in. So I'm using windshield wiper motions and kind of light pressure just to get like a really nice good depth going. Then I went in with a kind of more warmer orange or lighter brown, and I actually started blending that into the last dark brown shade. So I'm actually kind of flipping my brush to like a diagonal, and I'm just blending it into the last brown shade, and I'm also kind of trying to fade out the top of it so it looks really nice and blended out, while also kind of trying to blend this color into that brown shade. So I'm using light pressure as well, and like I said, I'm flipping my brush kind of to the side so that I get that really nice faded out look at the top to make it look like it's really blended. And I actually found that this technique of blending the eyeshadow by putting the darkest shade on first and then blending the lighter shade on top of it was super easy, and I actually really liked how it came out and how it looked. Like, it was pretty effortless to do, and the way it looked at the end was really nice and blended. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other side, and I'm kind of trying to create a gradient, and the area toward the actual lash line on my lid is actually going to be the darkest shade, so I'm kind of leaving that alone for now, and I'm just focusing on the top. So going into the space on my lid, I'm using the darkest brown that we're going to be using today, and I'm just blending in that second darkest brown into the darkest brown right now, and just bringing it all down to my lash line. And I'm also kind of trying to create like a V from the inner corner, the middle of my eye, where the shimmer shades and the halo is going to be. So right now I'm just blending the darkest shade into that second to last darkest shade, and I'm just kind of just trying to create like a really dark depth on the outer corners of my eyes, and then I'm also just trying to create the outline of the V. So I'm literally just packing on this dark brown shade and then just blending it into that last shade right before it. And like I said, I wanted it to be really super dark on these two outer corners, and also trying to create the V in the middle. So the look that I'm kind of going for is going to be like there's a beam of light in the middle of my eye where the halo is going to be, and I wanted to make sure that the shape was there. So it doesn't look completely perfect right now, but that's okay because we're going to go in and fix that with the shimmer shades. So I just wanted to get all of the pigment from this dark matte shade on. And then after I finished packing that on and I was happy with how it looked and how it was blended, I moved on to the shimmers. So I took this dark brown shimmer shade and I actually just went over the edges of the V and just packed it on and kind of blended it into the brown shade as well. I also took it up a little bit, but not past my crease because I didn't want the shimmer shade to go that high for the dark shimmer shades. So I literally just outlined the V with this dark brown shimmer shade, and I just kind of tried to create a gradient of shimmer. So what I'm going for is like the dark and depth and darkness of the outer corners going lighter and lighter as you get to the middle of the eye. So the next shimmer shade that I'm going to be going in with is going to be from this Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. So I'm going to be working with these gold shades, and the last inner shade is going to be that silver shade. So I'm taking a warm gold shade and I'm just putting it on the same kind of place that I did with the last brown shimmer shade. I'm just putting it on the edges and gradually working my way closer and closer to the middle and center of the eye. So I found that blending these shimmer shades was super easy. Like I just packed it on and then just kind of feathered it out toward the last shade. And it blended really well. So the last thing that I'm doing here is I'm just taking that silver shade and packing it on to like that negative space on the center of my eye, and then I'm just taking it up. So I use this pencil brush just because I wanted to be really precise with this color and put it directly in the middle of my eye. And the gradient that I was trying to go for was really coming together. So as you can see, I was trying to create like a really nice light center of the lid, and then it was just like gradually blending into like darkness to the outer corners. And then the last thing that I did was took my shader brush and took this silver shade and kind of just blended it up really high. So I kind of did want to go pretty high with it, and I put it almost touching my eyebrow and I blended it out. So this is like the widest part of the beam of light in the middle of my eye. So then moving on to the lower lash line, I just kind of smoked it out a little bit. So I just used a kind of medium brown shade and just put it right under my lash line. And then I took the darkest brown shade on an angled brush and I just blended that into my actual lash line as close to the waterline as possible, and just blended it in with that last medium brown shade. I also kind of tried to create a little kind of wing effect with the eyeshadow using that dark brown shade just to create an eye shape of this eyeshadow look. And then the last thing that I ended up doing was putting on some liner on my waterline. So this is like a dark brown liner, but if you wanted to go even more smoky and dramatic, you can use black, but I went for dark brown. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop on my eyelashes and mascara. You can definitely put on eyeliner if you wanted to, but I chose not to. So this is the finished look, and I really like how it came out. I did not glue my lashes on because I took them off right after I finished filming this, but I'm super happy with the way that it came out. This is exactly what I was going for. It does look pretty dark in the outer corners, and it also looks like there's just a beam of light in the middle of my eyes. So this is like a super cute, sultry, dramatic kind of holiday, November, fall kind of look, and I am very here for it. I wanted to do something November inspired since we are in the month of November finally. Okay, so that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!